Hey guys, it's Dylan. I haven't made a video in a while because I couldn't find my iPod. And I feel like I'm dumbass because it was inside the iPod boombox the entire time, but it was facing away from me whenever I looked for it, so I couldn't find it. Yeah, I'm an idiot. So last video was about how my dad gave me a phone call randomly early on a Saturday morning, and he was coming into town unexpectedly. And let me tell you how that went. He apologized to me, like I said, and as soon as he got here, he gave me a huge hug, and we ended up going out for breakfast, and going to the mall for a little bit, talking a little bit on the way. But then when we got back, sat in my living room for several hours, just talking about what things mean, and we ended up calling my mom after we talked a little bit, and she really didn't seem too receptive, hung up, didn't want to say anything. So my dad and I kept talking. And I told him that I had sent mom a bunch of links on the internet, and was like, you should read some of this stuff or watch some of these videos because it'll really help. And she read a few of the things, but didn't watch any of the videos. And then I asked my dad if he wanted to see what I had sent her, and he was all for it. And I showed him, the first thing I showed him was the Our Trans Children pamphlet. And he had a couple questions from that, and after that I decided to show him the video that the Gender Identity Project has made called Transgender Basics. It's about 20 minutes long, it's pretty good. And the best part about this, I thought, was that as we were watching the video, my dad paused it, and whenever he had a question, would just turn to me and say, okay, explain something to me, I don't want to miss anything. And the way he understood it when he left, or when he stopped watching, was, yeah, I don't understand, I don't see a problem with it. Like, now that I understand there's this difference between sex and gender, I completely understand what you're talking about. And he doesn't pretend to completely agree with everything that I'm saying, but he understands it way more and doesn't have as much of a problem with it. It's what he came up with. So he left, and everything seemed really good. Then a few days later, I got a call, and I was talking to my mom, and I was at the gym on the treadmill, and I got this call, and I stopped, and I'm like, oh, this can't be too bad. I mean, I'll talk to them for a little bit, and then hang out, and I'll go back to running. But it ended up being awful. I was in the gym, and I ended up screaming on the phone, and I felt so embarrassed I had to walk out. I couldn't deal with it. My parents are now convinced that I will get cancer, absolutely. They're convinced that I will become a maniac, I will be a completely different person, my brain will get all screwed up. And my dad is now into this thing where he equates it absolutely with bodybuilders who inject steroids and keep taking more and more and more. And he thinks that's going to happen to me, and I tried to explain to him the importance of understanding the difference between the two situations, and the reasoning behind it is completely different. And he didn't really understand that, he either didn't see the difference or didn't understand why it mattered. And that was troubling to me, and I don't think we've reached a point past that yet. I think my parents at one point said that I'm being completely irrational because of the risks involved with this, the health risks. And no rational person would make a decision like that knowing the health risks involved. And I tried to explain either the rarity of certain risks that they're worried about, or the lack of evidence for other risks. I'm not saying that they aren't related in some way, it's just that there isn't enough research done where we can confidently say that this will happen to you, and the things that do happen quite rarely. For the most part, the acne obviously is something that happens to everybody, but that's not a huge health risk. So yeah, they seem a bit troubled by that, and I don't think I've gotten anywhere so far with them. from that, it's just my dad even, I don't know if he must have been like loaded or whatever, but he called me one time on Sunday at 7 in the morning and was just saying the same things over and over again. I'm really worried about you. And it was really early and I was just very tired, and he was wondering why I didn't call, and I had a sore throat, and I was trying to explain this to him how I wanted to go back to bed. But he wasn't really listening, and I haven't talked to them really since then. I'm going to call them tonight after I go to a basketball game, and I'm not sure where things are going to go from here. I made a phone call today to Persad in Pittsburgh to have an appointment made to talk to a gender therapist of some sort, get the plan going, because I figured that the more information I have on both sides of it, the better I can be, and I also figure that I can't wait for my parents forever. It's just not feasible for me. I don't think I need to wait for them to come around, because it may take years and years for them to reach a point where they're okay with it. I'm just going to check if I have enough time, and I do, so I'll tell you about the other interesting things that have been going on in my life. So, do you ever have those moments in your life where you're extremely bored and you want to just do something and you decide to go for a drive, and you really don't know where you're going to go, so you just keep going, you just keep driving, and you end up somewhere completely unexpected? We ended up taking a drive the other day, last weekend. It was actually not Thursday, it wasn't even a weekend, so I had class the next day. And we were in Pittsburgh, and we ended up in West Virginia, at a Waffle House. Just because. And then we tried to go home and ended up getting lost in a county very north of Pittsburgh, in the woods. And somewhere around 2:30 in the morning we got home and collapsed in bed and realized how ridiculous our lives are and how amazing things like that can be. Because it was completely stupid, but the music blasting and just, in her words, I feel like I'm driving Guitar Hero with like lights on the side of the road. It felt really good, and it was really fun. The stuff you can't really describe out loud. It's just kind of a shared moment that makes you realize how perfect certain things in your life really are. And downside of what has been happening is I went out one night because one of our favorite places, bar, is closing, and it's already been closed actually, but it was one of the last nights it was going to be open, so we went out, ended up partying there for a little while, and I went home, and the next day I was supposed to play in my senior game, no drumline, but my phone turned off in the middle of the night, and I missed my alarm, and by the time I woke up, they were already down in Heinz Field, ready to go, and I was just like, I was devastated for a day or two. I just didn't know how to feel at all, missing such an important part of my life, but it's not like it would have been my last game, because I am coming back for another 5th senior year, and I will be marching again. But I just find it kind of funny that all the weird shit in my life has to happen at once. That's all for now. So, I'll have another one pretty soon about how my parents are going along with things. Just getting hectic with finals. So I'll see ya.